And welcome back to the Doc and Doc Show. And we always talk, during the commercials. We don't listen to the commercials. I'm really sorry. But we always talk about, what the audience needs and what the audience wants to hear. So we really don't know. We can't see you. So we want to know. Give us a call at 298-5487. We're making a lot of assumptions that stress is a big problem right now.
Right. Mm-hmm. But, we all have our feelings about holidays, and there are plenty of people that are happy with the holidays. They're so happy. Mm-hmm. So we've been talking about the sad ones.
Tell us about the happy ones.
I haven't found one yet.
Well, you seem pretty happy today.
I'm happy. I'm happy most of the time, yeah.
I'm pretty peaceful.
For the holidays, for me, I just figure the family wants to do things, so I'll just do them.
Yeah. And, you talk about family. Sometimes there are family issues, and you just avoid them. Say, let's talk about that later. Let's do this. Let's have a good time together, because people get together maybe once a year and they want to bring up the issues and they want to make comments. I think we address...
Especially fun if you're on the same or different sides of the political spectrum.
Oh my
as well.
Gosh.
They use the holiday table as a platform.
Yeah. Or the shoulds, well, you should have done this, or you wouldn't have lost this or that. So stress is a big problem, and stress contributes to low sexual desire. It does. Stress and money. Money contributes to that, too. I think we overspend during the holidays because we see money as love. I see showing up and giving time as love, but I think most people see money as love. I'm going to give you this. So, I had some ideas, and I think you all can help about how you can still be in the holidays and stressed and still have good sex. Maybe better sex, maybe better.
What have you come up with so far? I'll piggyback.
One of my things that I always say. Schedule some time. Say, look, this is what we're going to do. We are stressed. We are going crazy, but we've got to schedule some time. And it helps you to kind of blow off steam and feel better and more relaxed.
Right. So
closer.
Why you're saying it may even be better sex is because you're holding into all that aggression, so it releases in such a way that becomes more passionate sex.
People have more sex during the month of December than any other month, and during the summers it's pretty rampant. But December's the big month, and consequently there are more
I better start making plans.
Yeah, more STIs. Think about that.
He's thinking about New Year's.
More condom sales during December.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought?
Well, probably because it's colder. Look, you just mentioned in summer and in December. So you've got summer, which is like you running through the fields. You just want to be bare and open and fun. So that's, invoking that sensual. There's a sensuality to summertime. But then in December, it's in most places in the country cold. So you want to insulate, you want to hibernate, you want to get all cuddly and snuggly and warm, and so and then therefore leads to depression when you don't have that pair of arms to crawl into,
or if you crawl into
the wrong arms
that maybe you shouldn't.
Right.
Sometimes the hookups are really bad. Okay, let me give you some statistics
I can't
for
wait.
the holiday. Just 4, but I think they're kind of fun. 57% of people sneak out of holiday parties to have a quickie.
No.
Wow.
Did you know that?
Wow, I didn't know
I'm
that.
going to be watching you if I see you at a party.
Because it's exciting.
She's pointing to Alicia.
Well, sorry, I just had a flash in my head of about 4 parties in my marriage so far that we've done that. So it's true.
Wow.
It is true. Yeah, because it's exciting. You're stealing a moment.
And during that time, 33% of people have one-night stands. 65.
So we're up to 90% combined.
Yeah, we will.
So we only have to have 10% to worry about.
All right, listen to this one. You'll like it. 65% of people give sex as a gift.
Wow.
Can't wait to open that one, right?
You have to pay for that, or?
Well, I don't know. Either way, you might.
Hi, is this Mary? I got a Christmas present for you.
Depends on if you put it on credit or it's cash.
That's right.
Cash advance or on the stand.
But, we really do talk about giving, going to the homeless shelter. Why not give to your partner? I mean, make it you're going to give to them, you expect nothing in return, but you're going to be sexual with them and do that for them. I mean, what
Wrap
a gift.
yourself up. Literally wrap yourself up. I mean, this is part of the therapy I give goddess therapy and I give warrior therapy when we talk about like how to turn it on inside yourself. Because ultimately it's about you turning it on inside yourself, not trying to please your partner. You want to feel sexual. So if we're talking about the holidays right now, we're going to add that in. Part of my goddess therapy is go and get yourself some really sexy lingerie or something that makes you feel sexy. And if you're going to be giving yourself as a gift to your partner, put a bow around yourself in certain areas and make them unwrap it.
Well, wait a minute.
I mean,
This
gorgeous.
segues into an idea I've got.
Yeah.
I like that. So far, everything's good.
Put jingle bells in certain places. You know?
Mistletoe around the holidays, right? And it's there, and when you walk by, there's a kiss or something. Take mistletoe to bed with you and put it over the parts that you want to have kissed. I mean,
hopefully you don't get a rash.
well, I don't
That's the
know,
first
Doc.
place
Tell
I
us
went.
about mistletoe. Can you get a rash from mistletoe?
You could be allergic to mistletoe.
Not many people are allergic to it.
Okay,
Okay,
so
good.
I think it's safe.
I just
We've
had
heard
some
it from Dr.
fun
Gregory Jenkins. Mistletoe on your body.
Think about the hundreds of millions of maybe thousands of people that use mistletoe this time of the year.
I think it's a
You
great
don't
idea.
see many rashes about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's talking about like if you put it above your head or if it's somewhere between your legs. It's a bit
No, I
different.
know.
You can
There's no
just
rashes.
keep it above. It
Oh,
can
I
be a
see.
few inches away. You don't
I
have
see.
to put
Okay.
it,
Right. Mm-hmm.
like right there next to it. But, yeah. So, you can also do that. I think that's a fun
Cute
thing.
idea.
You can, get erotic outfits to wear,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want. You can take warm baths together that are pine scented, that Christmas thing with massage oil. And
Massage oil is definitely a must, always. And even if it's just with yourself, because
there's
you just
edible
feel really
massage
sensual.
oil. And that would be a great gift or a great hint.
In like gingerbread flavor, or sugar cookie or,
Right.
we're literally putting the spice back in sugar and spice.
Okay, but wait a minute. I have one more statistic. This is a bad one. Are you listening?
I'm listening.
So, warning to all 29% have hooked up with a coworker at a company party.
For sure.
I mean,
And actually, the
We see-
coworkers
we see that
dressed
in
as
Hollywood
Santa.
quite a bit.
yeah, all the time, or you think
There's a show
on-
out right now called Christmas Party, and a lot of that's going on, at least in the trailers. I don't know about the movies. I haven't seen that.
you get around.
Well, I like to see movies and go to Christmas parties.
He keeps himself busy.
And go to trailers in the in Hollywood.
He knows where to put his attention. But see, the cliche in all the movies usually is that the guy dressed as Santa at the Christmas party is the boss, and the secretary on his lap. Maybe they've had a few too many glasses of champagne, and there it goes. It's such a cliche in certain movies. So
But it really happens, 29%. So, I think I would suggest you eat an extra piece of pie or, do something instead of having sex with a coworker because you've got to see them the rest of the year and
Right.
it's embarrassing and oh my gosh,
But maybe they were wanting to get together and they got inebriated enough to do that.
So it's an
and now they're going to be
excuse.
happy.
Well, that's a way to look at it.
I'm not a pessimist, Tyler.
see,
I'm the optimist.
Love it.
It's turning it
Yeah,
around.
speaking of Santa Claus, I've got a story to tell you about my office.
Okay.
Last week or two.
When I was
Do
Santa
you
Claus.
dress as Santa, as Dr. Claus?
So a couple of weeks ago, I walked down the hallway and there was a patient standing there getting checked in, and it looked just like Santa Claus, with the big beard, the white hair, and everything like that, and the mustache, and
Oh.
no red clothes on yet. So I go in to see the patient. I said, you look like. He goes, yeah, I look like Santa Claus. I said, yeah, you do look like Santa Claus. I said, what are you doing here? She said, well, I live in Georgia, but I drove out here because I'm making a commercial.
For Santa
How
Claus.
Santa Claus.
cool is that?
And
Wow.
it's some commercial for a Honda or Toyota car thing. And he's Santa Claus. He looks perfect.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Santa Claus already gave me a gift.
Wow.
I love that.
Yeah.
So are you done with the statistics? Were those the 4?
I just had 4.
Okay.
I just had 4. I just thought
Okay.
they were all significant, and I kind of liked them.
29%?
Awesome.
At parties?
29%. Yeah.
Well, so, I mean, on the flip side, when things are looked at positively, the reason why we're maybe having more sex at Christmas time is for those that do feel the spirit running through them and they are excited, and it's a cozy, fun time of the year. You know, if you're relatively happy in your life and in a relationship, or, you have young kids at home, it's a magical time. I have a 3-year-old right now. It re-invokes the whole spirit of Christmas for me, just to give it to him. And he believes in Santa, and I get to make everything magical. That magical feeling in me, that transfers to my husband, who gets to benefit from my gift, because then I
You're
feel
happy.
happy and sexy and beautiful. Everything feels beautiful, and then I want to release that and give it to him. And I think he's also feeling that at the moment. I mean, he's just like,
So
hi.
you're one of these Christmas people that loves Christmas and everything is magical.
I'm
wonderful.
one of those happy, magical,
That's terrific.
Seasonal, during the seasons, happy people. But that's because I know how to structure things in my head in a positive way as opposed to a negative one. We always have a choice. We have a choice as to how we look at everything in life.
Absolutely.
We can see things so negatively and so dark. We can get so dark, or we can get light, and I choose the light.
People, though, who are suffering from depression, whether it's moderate or severe, maybe even mild, they do feel dark. They do feel that they can't make that choice. So they really do need help. I mean, you can call a therapist. You can perhaps get on an antidepressant. So, you've really got to get to that point. And there are people, too, I think this time, maybe not as much in California, that suffer from seasonal affective disorder.
Yes.
It's a real thing.
That
It's
is
a real thing. I mean, in Florida, about 1.4%, but in New Hampshire, it's 9.5%.
Also, SAD. It's seasonal. The same thing, but regarding not just the season with the holidays, but
Right.
the weather.
The weather.
So people in Seattle, there's like a higher rate of suicide because it rains all the time. I was living in London. They have actual lamps that give you the feeling that you're in the sun, because people get so depressed missing the sun that they get into that dark hole that they cannot get out of.
Right.
There are ways out of it, and this
They
is
sell those lamps all around.
But
Yeah.
you just said it, and I want you to say it again, because this is so important. There are ways
where I
out
wanted
of
to go with it,
this
yes.
dark place. And, it isn't at first with therapy. You've got to get to the point where you can even do
Oh yeah, no,
therapy
you can't
or
even
want
get
to.
into a room to you can't even go and seek a therapist when you're in the throes of depression. When you're in that dark abyss, and I really call it an abyss, when you cannot see your hand in front of your face, your life feels so dark and you're so heavy because you're down deep in this dark hole.
So-
You can't expect somebody to be looking on psychology today for a therapist. But I guess this is who we're speaking to right now. I feel like we're talking to a lot of different populations today. We're talking to the happy people, how to make you even happier in bed, how to make you even happier in your life. We're talking to the people who may have had a loss. Right now, let's direct our attentions to people that may be listening that feel really low. And let's just talk for a second about how there is no expectation to go and seek therapy. There's no magic pill that's going to make your life better. Xanax can only solve so many issues when you have an anxiety attack, but it's not going to get you out of that hole. Prozac's not going to get you out of that hole. It's about just finding yourself where you are and beginning to breathe. Just go inside to your breath and feel that sacred part of you that nobody can take away from you. You're still breathing. You're still alive. And that attention that you put inside yourself is so important. It will bring you a little light in that darkness. And you focus on it.
I think, too, sense of community. If you have somebody, you're a caregiver, or you have a neighbor, a friend, an acquaintance that is not coming out of their house, if they're in that deep place, I think
Reach
it will
out.
help. Yeah, reach out, go see them, take them some
Follow your
cookies.
hunch. Follow your hunch. If you see somebody that you know, a neighbor or whatever, and you just feel that they're lost and that they're alone. They don't have the will to come and ask for help. They don't even know, they can't see their hand in front of their face. Go to them.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
That's kind of depressing, isn't it?
well, see
It's
now,
very
but now we're
sad.
getting into the abyss. That's the thing. I wanted to bring it here real quick. I guess this is where we were going. That person who's really stuck in that hole, the only way to make the first steps to even try to get out of it is to come inside yourself, to that
Absolutely.
breath. And there's a whole meditation. And it's not, you're not sitting, when I say the word meditation, some people take it so differently. It's not about sitting on top of a mountain humming to the universe.
No.
You don't need an ancient guru to bless your third eye. This is really about just bringing your attention inside to you, being where you are. And it wraps full circle with what we were talking about at the beginning. Because if you're depressed right now, and all the external factors that have added to that, we've just had a huge, crazy political race, okay? It made a lot of people depressed and scared and sad and angry. If you've lost somebody, if you're alone, if you suffer from depression, there are so many tactics that we can help you, go seek this. Here's a reference, here's a referral, but just being where you are, just starting to accept yourself from where you are not allowing the external factors of the environment to penetrate you. You are bringing your attention back inside, and you're not letting energy vampires come and suck it out of you. You're not looking at what you don't have. You're coming in. It's like coming home and lighting the fire inside in the fireplace and closing your front door to unwanted intruders. That's a place to start. Just be where you are. You will find that little light. You're going to light it yourself.
There
It's
you go.
all about your inner attention.
Now, Dr. Kurtz, you have some more notes there. What else are we going to talk over?
Oh,
We got
I've
1 minute. We got 1 minute. We have 1 minute to tell them about that, and then we have to
easy
take
stuff.
a break.
I have easy stuff. And about cognitive restructuring with couples, how you can get things back. One thing, and I have gifts that you can give, suggestions. But the cognitive restructuring, I think with couples, you can start talking about, gee, it's been a really rough year, and I'd like to have a better year. Let's talk to each other about how we can have better sex, how we can be better parents, how we can be better partners for
communication.
each other. Absolutely. That's with a therapist. A therapist can help you so much. And
So in our next portion,
yeah.
we're taking a break here. This is the Doc and Doc Show with Alicia Dukoff,
Yeah.
our doctoral student on the staff here. We're at AM 1220 KHTS. Please give us a call if we can help you, and we'll be right back after this break. This is Dr. Gregory Jenkins with here Dr. Kurtz and Alicia Dukoff. We have a caller on the line, and Alexander, go ahead and speak with Alicia, please.
Hi, Alexander.
Hello.
Okay, what were you calling about?
So I'm calling because I understand the subject of depression came up and the seasons came up, and so I wanted to contribute as to how I have contended or reconciled myself with that.
Okay. Well, I'm first of all
Okay.
really happy that you called. Go for it.
Oh, right on. Thanks for having me. Well, first off, I know this may sound a little self-serving, but I did start my journey out of that realm by authoring a book. And I wasn't sure what the book was going to be about, but I will say that I grew up with a mother with multiple personality disorder.
Wow.
And in that household, it was, I had the devil and God linked into this perfect little person, and it was wonderful and terrifying at the same time. And by chance, my mother came across this gentleman by the name of Joseph Campbell, and it was this video series called
We know Joseph
Power
Campbell.
of Myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but he has been somewhat of a remotely speaking, of course, mentor for me. And his famous admonition, "Follow your bliss," has been the you might say my calling card.
Your
And
mantra.
it's-
Yeah.
Precisely, yeah. And so I've definitely in this. Let me back up. So Joseph Campbell, for anyone who may not know, recognized that there was a certain narrative in civilizations that were completely unrelated to one another in relation to global mythologies. And he characterized these sequence of events and called it the hero's journey.
Right.
And so once I became aware of this sequence of events, I started to look inward like back at myself.
Back at
my own
yourself,
life.
exactly.
Yeah, and so your piece that you wrote involving Peter Pan and the Hook was just brilliant. It takes all these grand ideas that I at one time, wanted to sound just like Joseph Campbell, and puts them in such a way that is so easily
It's childlike,
digestible, and yeah,
exactly. It goes back to the inner child. So what, Alexander, and thank you so much for bringing this platform up. The piece he's talking about, and just so that we can do this quickly, because we want to get really good information about you in here. The Peter Pan articles that I just wrote is about how to get back to Neverland. It's this simplistic approach to coming home to your true self, and the recognition that we are not trying to fly back to Neverland. We are here to remember that we are Neverland. We are this magical place of limitless possibilities and happiness and, rainbows and love. We have all of this to give, but our attention is so often external to us that we forget this. We forget how to be in the present moment. We forget how to have that gratitude and that appreciation for the lives that we live, for the people that we love, for the things that we can do to give out. And it so perfectly mirrors the conversation we were having earlier about how to get people out of that funk for the holidays. Just be in the present moment. And so, Alexander, thank you, because truly, I wasn't going to bring that up today, but it's perfectly mirroring what we're talking about, because if you can find your way back to the present is neutral. We are the ones that apply a property to it, either positive or negative, because all energy around us is neutral. So if we can give our love, our hearts, ourselves to ourselves in the present moment, we can give it out with that love. And my Peter Pan stuff, it's a very simplistic way to understand it. It's speaking to your inner child. Is that what really called to you about it? And how does that change your frame of reference about yourself during the holidays?
Reading that article certainly was reminiscent of why I have been leading the life that I have been, which is that of a maverick. I just would not and could not submit to an everyday 9-to-5 type job lifestyle, though I gave it my best shot. And so I decided that what I wanted to do with my life was take Joseph Campbell's advice and follow my bliss. And I feel that the life I led or lived growing up with a mother with multiple personalities, though that may seem tragic, in that same breath I can say that it is currently supporting and sustaining the journey that I'm on. And that's what I've recognized in life, is that when all of my aims and goals kept getting farther and farther away, I recognized that the journey was the goal.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. And for everybody listening right now, can I just pull out something that you said and wrap it up full circle here, which is that when you chose to view something that could have been a horrific, traumatizing experience for you as something that helped you learn and strengthen your awareness of yourself, that is truly what it is to be living to our full potential, because you are bringing out the light of what could have been total darkness and led you astray, but you're using it to light your path and to guide your path home to yourself, to be stronger. We have that choice in everything that we do in life. And so I truly value your perspective on this today.
Well, I'm happy to share it.
Thank you so much. And happy holidays, whatever that means to you.
Yeah.
So
I guess we're wrapping up. What did you feel about that color?
I think it was great. I think that I have to go find Joseph Carver. What was his name?
Campbell.
Joseph Campbell. Oh my God, you need to know him.
It's an old book. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. Ties spirituality and science and even religions into the whole concept of being alive. Okay,
Well,
so spans across all genres.
Justin is telling us that we have to wrap it up. And so
That's a
we
beautiful
want
note
to
to end
wish
it
everyone happy holidays out there. You're listening to AM 1220 KHTS, your hometown station, and we love you. And next week we have something new and different. Can't wait to see you.
Thank you.